back in July of 2021, I released these two videos as part of a series examining the dungeons of the Wind Waker. In those videos, I pointed out that some of my criticisms of the Wind Temple in particular could actually have been alleviated had they allowed us to do these two dungeons in either order, or even just swapped the order entirely. Specifically because I felt Medley was a much more useful and versatile companion than Makar, even though he's adorable and I love him. Despite that I mentioned directly in the Wind Temple video that it would make plenty of sense to allow these dungeons to be done in either order, I claimed that you must do the Earth Temple first and then the Wind Temple. This issue may have been mitigated by simply switching the dungeon order. Since you don't technically need the hookshot or mirror shield for the opposing dungeons, and apparently you can't use the power bracelets in here for these big statues for some reason, then this would have instead played out with this dungeon introducing you to those tag team mechanics, then the Earth Temple expanding on it, instead of, well, what we got. Since then, I've gotten many comments correcting me, stating simply that you actually can do those dungeons in either order, and therefore my criticism was kind of pointless, that I was wrong. Now look, I want to say outright that I am not infallible. I do get things wrong sometimes, because I'm human. It's bound to happen. And when that's the case, I encourage people to politely correct me. I'll usually post said corrections both in the description or in a pinned comment on the video. And that's the bare minimum. I'll often address those mistakes in future uploads. This is all to say that I'm pedantic. I hate misinformation, and I hate even more potentially being a vessel for it. I don't like being wrong about things, so I do my best to avoid it by continually fact-checking myself at every step of the video production process. Even then, stuff can slip through the cracks. It happens. It's worth noting as well that this is something I'd love to be wrong about. It makes perfect sense to have the choice of being able to do those two dungeons in either order, since the items and abilities in either one have no impact on the other. There's no use for the iron boots or hookshot in the Earth Temple, nor is there any use case for the power bracelets or mirror shield in the Wind Temple. So with that said, I am not making this video to be adversarial. I am making this video with the above in mind, that we as humans get things wrong sometimes, and that's okay. But I don't want to perpetuate misinformation, especially if it's something that can be verified. So what's the deal? Can you do these two dungeons in either order as the commenters claim? No, you can't. If you're going off of some old vivid memory you have from the early 2000s, I'm sorry to say that you are simply misremembering. It happens. So why is this? I'm not making this claim without bringing the receipts. In short, it's Makar's fault. In order to start the Wind Temple, you need to visit him in this cave behind the waterfall at the Forest Haven and play him the Wind God's aria. He'll then awaken as a sage and accompany you to Gale Island, where you two play the song together to open the entrance to the Wind Temple. However, if you show up here before doing the Earth Temple first, the cave is empty. Makar won't be here. He won't be anywhere. He's not loaded into the game whatsoever. Even the Great Deku Tree will outright tell you that you won't be able to find him. No Makar, no doing the Wind Temple. And yes, I did start a new save file of the game just to prove this point. And as you can see, I have the Master Sword, which is not powered up. I have all the prerequisites. I have no mirror shield as I have not yet started the Earth Temple. Makar simply is not here. And no, this is not a weird arbitrary change made to the HD version of the game. Because look, I did it on the GameCube version too. I told you, I'm pedantic. In a vanilla playthrough of the game, there is simply no way to start the Wind Temple before completing the Earth Temple first. So the question then is, why is this such a common thing for people to misremember? Forum posts and Reddit questions dating back years spread confusion about this issue. I've done a lot of reading up about this, and it's widespread, or at least it was. People remember having this choice. I think there are a few reasons for why this misconception is so common. One is that Wind Waker is a very guided experience up until this point. The King of Red Lions pretty strictly steers you in the right direction in the early game. It's at this moment, after your second visit to the Forsaken Fortress, and then Hyrule Castle again, that the game really finally lets go of your hand and truly opens up to the player. It doesn't help matters that both the Earth and Wind Temple's locations get marked on your map at the same time. The game also allows you to do all of the prerequisites for both dungeons before setting foot in either of them, including getting the Fire and Ice arrows, collecting the Power Bracelet from Fire Mountain, the Iron Boots from Ice Ring Isle, and learning the Wind God's aria and Earth God's lyric in either order. There are so many things it lets you do from here. There are side quests aplenty. It just doesn't let you talk to Makar. And you don't have to take my word for it. Feel free to try and disprove me. Boot up the game, try it yourself. It's worth playing anyways. It's a great game. Or if you don't want to, then go ahead and look up literally any Let's Play of the game. No mods or randomizers. And see what dungeon order they do. Spoilers, but it will always be the Earth, then Wind Temple. If the game actually did let you choose, surely there would be one Let's Play out there somewhere where they did the Wind Temple first. Right? And as a final closing note, I think this is a best practice online in general, but I make it a habit of double checking things before going out of my way to correct someone. I know we are a passionate fan base here in the Zelda community, but some of the comments I got correcting me on this were downright condescending. Don't come at me trying to correct me if you don't have the facts straight, because I've done my due diligence. Have you? If so, great. I welcome it. I love learning new things and setting the record straight. But if you haven't, maybe don't pair being condescending with being wrong. Thank you for watching this silly little video. I want to remind you that these are video games and it's not that serious. And an extra special thanks goes to my patrons and channel members, the names of which you're seeing on screen right now. This was a small little side project, but don't worry, the usual stuff will be along soon. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.